In the previous video, we kicked off the model training for our binary classification model, and you can see that model training is still in progress. But in about 5 minutes from the time you start the training should be completed, and then you should be able to click through to the customer travel data flow and take a look at the training report that is generated by the machine learning model. Click on machine learning models, and if the link to view the training report is active, well, you know that model training is complete. Also notice the model status at the very right of your screen. You can see the status says trained. Now, let's say you get new data and you want to retrain your model. You'll click on this button to retrain your model. We won't really do that. We won't even be applying our ML model right away. Instead, we'll take a look at basic information about the model. Click on these three dots, and if you look at the info, you can see the table the model was trained on, the outcome column, and the other configuration settings you used for your model. Now close this out and let's take a look at the training report. Click on this icon, and in a few moments the training report with the evaluation metrics for your model will be generated. Now this training report is very comprehensive, and I'm going to walk you through all of the details here and show you how you can interpret this report. You can see a description here of how the model was evaluated. The test set comprised of 190 records, and the predicted labels were compared to the actual labels in the test set. The main metric you see here is the performance of the model evaluated using area under the curve, or the AUC score on the test set, and you can see that is 91%. The AUC curve is a performance metric that's commonly used in classification problems, and higher the area under the AUC curve, better the performance of the model. The AUC curve measures the probability that a classifier will rank a randomly chosen positive instance higher than a randomly chosen negative instance. A classifier that predicts the output categories randomly will have an AUC score of zero point 0.5 or 50%. A perfect classifier will have an AUC score of 1 or 100%. Our model has an AUC score of 91%. Now, in addition to the AUC score, we have the confusion matrix, precision and recall scores, and a cost benefit analysis here at the bottom. I'll explain all of this in just a bit, but meanwhile, we'll take a look at the top predictors for our model. The top predictors here allow you to see how exactly the model performed its prediction. It tells you what features in your input data were the most important in predicting a particular outcome. Here you can see the top predictors ranked by influence. Frequent flyer is yes, has the highest value, indicating that is the most influential variable. Services opted 1 is the second highest. Age is around 28 and 27, those are the third and fourth highest. And other features towards the bottom of the screen, such as annual income class is low income, those are not very influential features. Influential features are ones that are better able to predict churn, that is an outcome of 1. You can select each graph and see the percentage of 1 records for each feature value. Here's how to interpret this graph. Amongst customers who churned, more than 50% of the records had frequent flyer as yes. So this was a very high predictive power. Only about 14% were frequent flyer no, and even fewer, 11% were frequent flyer no record. Let's look at the next most influential feature, services opted equal to 1. You can see that almost 40%, 37.84% of the customers who churned had only one service that they opted for. And this is why this is considered an influential variable. Let's look at booked hotel or not is equal to yes. You can see it's not a very